Now that the Demon 170s are hitting the dealerships, you'd expect the wait to be over for the eager muscle car fans. But is it really? You might be surprised to hear stories of Dodge dealers flipping the script on the MSRP, notarized agreements, endless $250K dealer stock Demon 170s available all over Facebook, and MSRP customer orders still stuck in the production queue. Dodge said that 63% of orders was at MSRP and that customer orders would be the priority. Right? If you believe that, my friend, then I have some beautiful, beautiful oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. But what if I told you that I tried to warn Dodge about these dealers months ago? What if I told you I emailed the CEO and his secretary ready to give Dodge all the receipts on these dealers who took advantage of the brotherhood? And his response may grind your gears. If you're on the list for a Demon 170, pick up the phone and double check with your dealer as soon as possible. Make sure they're going to be sticking to their agreement that you signed for. I've been warning about this for months. Dealerships like Rick Hendrick are not your pals when big money is at play. These dealers have been gaming the system to squeeze you out of your car and your money. I and several others fell prey to this firsthand. It's nothing short of extortion.
Or you're tuned into the live stream from around the world, thank you. Thank you for joining us. And I want to give a special shout out and thank you to our dealers who made the trip to be with us here tonight. I know you came for Wednesday's meeting where we're going to be showing you everything that's coming from Dodge for the next 5 years. The factory, our dealer partners, and our loyal customers. Just look around at this crowd. This is the brotherhood.
The Shady Talks in Vegas is like a bad magic trick that deals across several states and several time zones, magically synced up to apply a $100,000 markup on the Demon 170 the morning after the reveal when these owners and GMs woke up in Vegas. This isn't coincidence, it is collusion, and it's not stopping anytime soon. These dealers have formed a pact behind closed doors and they're dragging the joy of car buying down the drain. We need to pull the curtain back on these practices, and it starts with calling them out loud and clear. And in another video, I'm going to expose where all the money is going and how they're getting away with this. But like this video and subscribe to the channel because I'm just getting warmed up for this one. It is high time we all open our eyes. These automakers, not just Dodge, have been playing a very sophisticated game. Over the years, they've hiked up vehicle prices, suppressed worker wages, been involved in multiple corruption scandals, and skirted government regulations with Dieselgate multiple times. Dealerships are in on it too. Not all of them, because there are some great ones, but there are more bad ones than there are good ones, and a lot of them seem to be power brokers now for some reason.
First, power brokers. This is a group of elite dealers who are experts in performance.
But those dealers are playing a shell game with markups, contracts, and allocation with no legal recourse. Take my case for example. I had a signed deposit for a Demon 170, and just like that, Rick Hendrick could say, no deal, over something that happened years ago that I had nothing to do with. But all these other dealers can say, well, you give us a non-refundable deposit, but leave out the part where they say, unless we get a better offer. How many more flip-flops and false promises do we need from a brand like Dodge before we start seeing the pattern? No more demons, they said. Yet, here is the Demon 170.
And yes, pretty obvious now, number 7 is a demon. More accurately, this is the new 2023 Challenger SRT Demon 170.
The hell of an engine is a limited run, it's the baddest engine ever, there's only gonna be 100 of it. Let's repackage it as the 830 Elephant and re-release it again. And let's throw in E85 on it and repackage that one as the A170 Elephant. They promise an all-electric future, but quietly in the background, we're gonna keep ICE alive while you pay over sticker for a last call 16-year-old car. The 2018 Demon had exclusive parts. Where are the public statements about the Demon 170 having exclusive parts? Now, the Demon 170's engine is going to be a crate motor, and its unique parts are going to be made widely available. We already know about the rear diff, the bigger axles, and the other parts will simply be in the direct connection catalog. Is Dodge set the stage for fully built Demon clones by power brokers? Why else bring out a high performance catalog and power brokers if it's just for an EV future?
Because when you're buying, servicing, or modifying your prized muscle car, you want to know that you're working with a team that walks the performance talk. But if you want to go deep, if you want to talk torque curves, gear ratios, suspension tuning, and what you need to put your car into the nines, we're going to tell you who the sales, service, and parts professionals are in our network and in your market that can make it happen. NHRA certified 7.5 second ET, body in white, to build your own race car. But you get more than proprietary parts and upgrades when you deal with a Dodge Power Broker dealer. You'll also get a factory-connected concierge call center, a dedicated performance parts website, and a direct connection technical hotline. From the experts at the factory to the ambassadors at the dealers, this team and these programs have been built to deliver, not just on behalf of the Dodge brand, but on behalf of the brotherhood that fuels all of us to never lift.
Here's my favorite fib by Tim Kuniskis. The Durango Hellcat was advertised as a one-year deal, until it wasn't. This Speed Week last year, there's still time to get the Durango Hellcat, alluding to one more last shot at getting the Durango.
Yep, there's still time to get the most powerful SUV ever. The Durango SRT Hellcat is back for the 23 model year, and even though they were able to figure out how to keep building it, you all know the stories you heard about emissions, compliance, and blah, blah, blah. It is not detuned. Still 710 horsepower, 645 pound-feet of torque, and still the best-in-class towing, and most importantly, it's the most badass SUV you can buy, period.
Until it wasn't. Now it's coming back again for a third one-year run. The UAW contract said the Durango is coming back for 2025. So would there be a fourth one-year only run of the Durango Hellcat? Dodge has been playing this game of scarcity and exclusivity, urging buyers to pay absurd premiums for limited models. Remember when there's supposed to be only 7 exclusive models?
If that wasn't enough, and you're really paying attention, and you're really quick with the math, and you paid attention to the cars outside, you counted 7 car covers, and I said, look for 6. That 7th car, right there, under the wraps, that car is destined for SEMA this year, and it is destined for the history books.
Until it wasn't, and now the Mopar editions are even rarer than the King Daytona and the Black Ghost special editions. Dodge's patterns suggest they will just move the goalposts yet again. With the EV infrastructure deadline looming, dealers are facing huge costs, and they might be pushing these markups to cover them. And while some may say that I'm screaming conspiracy, the dealers are suing Ford to escape their EV commitments. Where there's smoke, there's an EV fire.
Now, if that wasn't enough, and you're really paying attention, and you're really quick with the math,
so ask yourself before overpaying for what you've been spoon-fed over and over and over again, that these cars will be the last of its kind. Do you really think Dodge would never release another V8 or another Demon, especially when its competitors and even governments are rethinking their EV-only strategies? Dodge and these dealers are counting on your fear of missing out and tugging on your heartstrings. Don't let them. It's time to take a hard look at the playbook that they're using and ask the critical question. Are these final editions truly final, or is it just another sales tactic? Dodge and Tim Kuniskis are well aware of the murky waters surrounding Demon 170 sales, despite the obvious corruption like the forging of the MSRP documents, which we know they lied on, inventing customer names to get dealer stock orders before customer orders, trying to get you to buy another car plus a markup to secure a MSRP order for a Demon 170. Dodge has remained largely silent at these facts. In fact, they introduced their own $10,000 manufacturer markup, which screams the opportunity for a share of the dealer schemes, not oversight of the dealer schemes. Although dealer stock orders with fake customer names and the notarized MSRP paperwork, Dodge is going to get a $10,000 cut on top of those starting bids. which is a pretty good deal, I might say. The argument that Dodge can't influence dealer behavior crumbles when you hear that Tim Kuniskis has personally intervened to secure MSRP deals for select influencers. It's a classic tale of preferential treatment that undermines the so-called brotherhood that Dodge loves to tout with clout. Dare I say 90% of people hated the experience of trying to get a D170 during a time period where the brand is losing its identity, its appeal, and its soul. I'm personally not going to watch D170 content because I know Tim Kuniskis personally handpicked certain people to get a car. One influencer confirmed this on his live stream that Tim called him to make sure he had an allocation. And I swear on another live stream, he confirmed that Chrysler Corp is going to finance his car. So, and I know of other times, including 2018, where streams were pulled for certain people to get cars that dealers were playing games with. I know someone halfway listening to this video right now is going to comment that I'm jealous. And you're right, I am jealous. I'm jealous we weren't all treated fairly. If you watch my videos the last 3 years, I always try to help you guys get a fair deal. All I want is fairness. I've helped hundreds, if not thousands of people get a Ram TRX, a Hellcat, a Red Eye Superstock, or a Demon. To expose these underhanded tactics by some of these dealers, I reached out to Tim Kuniskis and his secretary with evidence. I already had his and Mike Cavallo Jr.'s email address, the former CEO of Ram, so I know they're valid. Here's the email. I even posted videos with proof of some of these shady tactics these dealers were doing. So I know Tim Kuniskis either read this email or watched 1 or 2 videos. I told him how dealers are hijacking allocations and that I had proof before I even shared my own experience. And as you can see, I didn't beg him to fix my situation with Rick Hendrick or beg him to get me on allocation. His secretary responded to dozens of other people who wrote about their experiences with dealers, and a lot of them posted their results on the Hellcat forums. But me, none but crickets. Silence, woohoo. Which I can take a pretty good guess because Dodge is more bark than they are bite. I can't find a single article on the internet anywhere of them stripping dealers of allocations for doing markup practices. Meanwhile, Stellantis knows exactly who I am. I've been a thorn on their side for years, especially with the TRX. I never revealed this before, but I had a nice phone call with an exec that shall remain nameless, and after that call, the TRX magically stopped missing suspension bolts. I've had corporate yank my TRX off the production line and do VIP checks, then call my dealer, which they can verify, to let me know that everything was checked at my TRX, and the finance manager was looking at me going like, why in the heck is corporate calling us about this truck? What's going on between y'all two? They didn't know at the time that I was a content creator, so I had to give them the 411. But Dodge won't do anything against the dealers because the dealers at the end of the day are their customers, and you don't bite the D that pays your bills. The response from corporate when you raise issues with them, you get generic statements that sidestep responsibility. And when you peel back the layers, it's clear that MSRP deals are not about fairness, but about favoritism. If you have a social media presence, you're in Dodge's brotherhood. If not, well, you're on your own. I'm not just another YouTube voice. I'm the guy who's been bringing you the inside scoop, for better or for worse. So when I say that the system is rigged against you and me, and not just speculation, it's a reality that we're uncovering together, one video at a time. Just saying. If you made it this far in this video and I didn't trigger you, consider leaving this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you already done so. And if I did trigger you, leave this video a like anyway and subscribe to the channel because I'm just getting started. And I got something for these Chevy dealers who are feeling left out next. And until the next time, I'm out.
We built that car for you. And yes, pretty obvious now, number 7 is a demon. More accurately, this is the new 2023 Challenger SRT Demon 170. And if you think it makes a badass entrance, just wait till you see how it leaves.